Emergency won't be seen tonight, so we can bring you a very special episode of The Gen X Files. Welcome to The Gen X Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today is another little For the
Stepdads.
It is hot.
It's hot everywhere.
Everywhere. In England, it's...
Literally, buildings in England are just combusting.
No joke. And they
Literally suddenly they're on fire.
They're wrapping the bridge in anti-sun reflector blankets. And,
oh, Lord.
They don't have air conditioning over there.
No.
At all. So it's miserable. They're just not equipped for this type of heat.
I saw somebody in Fort Worth, Texas this morning having 122 degrees before he got as he got into his car.
Yeah, I talked to my mom and stepdad Paul yesterday, and it is hot, man. They're just staying inside in the air conditioning, and still it's
No, it's hot. Yeah.
They have to go. They have to go out and do stuff.
Do they still have power?
I think so. I do.
I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who was driving up to Vegas from L.A. and watched his onboard temperature, or the outside temperature, go from 89 degrees to 114 degrees, and he wasn't even only like halfway to Vegas.
Yeah, well, global warming. It's all a hoax. Yeah.
Well, it's just like the Hawaii. There's like record waves coming in, like crashing over two-story buildings and stuff. Like, but it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter because none of that exists.
Read an article about a polar bear that was going from like door to door with a can stuck to its tongue, looking for help.
Oh God!
Because he was going to starve to death because it couldn't get the tongue.
Couldn't get the tongue out of the can.
I didn't get to finish the article, so I don't know what happened.
I saw an article.
I'm going to just say it lived.
He lived. He did. Somebody helped him. I saw an article yesterday that enough ice melted in one day in Greenland to cover West Virginia in 1 foot of water.
Yeah, it's stuff's going down, Joe Manchin. It's cold Baron.
We're not talking about it anymore. What are you talking about? We're not talking about it.
Blech. Anyway, it is hot. We have to turn off the AC. So we're suffering for the show. I hope
it's not that bad.
I hope you appreciate what your stepdads do for you.
Yeah.
How we just sacrifice for your needs.
Just crack open another cold one. You'll be fine.
Keep saying, you're not my dad. I don't have to listen to you.
If you weren't so angry at your stepdad, you probably wouldn't be so hot.
Me? I love my stepdad.
Well, yes, now. I meant the fictional character you were just pretending to be.
I just got to say, talking about the stepdads, I hit the jackpot with Paul.
Paul's awesome.
He's
great.
He's great. Shout out to you, Paul.
Yeah.
You're the best stepdad I've ever known.
Nice.
But we, on the other hand, are the best stepdads. So what are you playing, man?
I've actually lately been playing Days Gone. I started it a couple years ago, and then I never got into it. I had to fight a horde. It's a post-apocalyptic zombie game.
Just for clarification for people who haven't listened, we both play. We're not like PC gamers.
No,
we're PS5ers.
Yeah, console all the way.
So
it's much easier. I like my games packaged for me,
yeah.
handed to me. I don't have to buy a new graphics card every time a new game comes out.
Do all the settings and figure out the keyboard stuff.
No.
That's a lot.
But Days Gone's fun. I stopped playing it a couple years ago because I got to my first horde and I just died all the time.
Those were tough, man.
And so I avoided it for this playthrough, and it's been fine.
Yeah.
Although last night, even though my character is really powerful now, Horde just massacred me.
Yeah,
so
it's fire, man. You got.
It's not. I just don't think I'm far enough along yet to really deal with the hordes.
Yeah, and once you can, it's very satisfying.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of waiting for. But
because it like dissipates. You see, you start to see it getting smaller and smaller, and then it's gone.
The game's great. It's set in Oregon. It's really pretty. It's really fun. I'm having a good time with it.
Is that a PS5 upgrade or?
No, they didn't do that. I don't know if they will or not, and at this point, it doesn't really matter. For me, it doesn't matter.
I heard that it's a sequel to Siphon Filter.
Really?
Yeah. I watched this. There's a shout out to this great gaming site, GameRanks.
Uh-huh.
I like to watch a lot of their videos.
Their YouTubes?
Yes. I think Jake Baldino is one of the guys, and a guy called Falcon. who's my favorite, because I think Falcon's probably close to our age.
You literally could have said any name; it wouldn't have mattered.
Well,
yes,
he never shows himself, but he's got a really good voice.
Is he? Oh, he's just never in the videos.
Yeah, but they do the top 10, whatever.
He doesn't hide himself behind a black curtain or
they'll
something.
They'll show a guy with this cartoon falcon head.
Oh, okay.
That kind of represents him, but he's got an excellent voice.
Okay.
And the way his delivery, it's very good. But anyway,
Game ranks. Okay.
They do these videos top 10 crazy bosses in video games, or top 10 whatever. It's like
yeah.
But this was top 10 games you didn't know were sequels. Days Gone was apparently a sequel to, I think, Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter. So in the game, you can change out paint on your motorcycle.
Yeah.
And one of the skins is a Siphon Filter skin.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed it was because it was the same company.
No, it's the same universe, apparently.
I had no idea. I've never played Siphon Filter. I don't even know what the game's about.
I don't know if I did or not. I can't remember.
The skin is like one of those sweeping the green radar displays or something.
It's cool, yeah. I remember.
So I'm just like, okay, but it still doesn't help me about what the game is. I have no idea. That's interesting though. I'll look it up because I had no idea.
You basically, the whole game was you get dropped off in the parking lot of a rock concert.
Okay.
And your friend parks the car, but it runs out of gas.
Okay.
So you have to go and siphon gas from all these different cars in the parking lot.
I was buying it just for a second. Just for a second. I was like, oh, Jim knows.
And then you got to put it through a filter because
you don't want impurities?
Yeah, because it's a very expensive sports car, and it needs very pure fuel. So you siphon.
Yeah.
Then you filter.
First you siphon, then you filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was, because you never go to the rock concert. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know why it's there, but you hear kind of muffled music throughout your playthrough.
Yeah.
It's a roguelike. It's like if you die, you have to start all over.
Oh, jeez. Siphon more gas. Speaking of sports cars, a friend of mine just discovered that the sports car from
Ferris
Bueller's Day Off is being sold. The one that actually runs, not the fake ones.
You going to buy it?
No, I'm guessing they probably want a lot of money for it because it was screen used and it was the one that they, all the long shots they would show. But he just happened upon it in this storage unit and the guy was like, yeah, it's for sale if you want to buy it.
Jay Leno will probably buy it, put it in his garage.
He can afford it.
Yeah.
Why not? It's a beautiful car.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
I think you should buy it. It would be a good look for you.
I'll do it. I'll start a Kickstarter.
And then we could do TikToks in the car of us recreating scenes. We'll mouth the actual dialogue while we create the scenes. Then you could write it off, man. Then then you get it for free.
I'm not going to do that.
Short-sighted.
The reason that I've been playing Days Gone is because I burned through Black Summer on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
The zombie show that you had watched a while ago and recommended to me, and I just hadn't watched it.
It was really good.
The main reason I didn't was because it's from the asylum, which they do awful stuff. I mean, I'd say awful, but it's very fast, and they don't care about quality.
Well, I think they just picked it up. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It has their name on it. So either way, I found out about it from Stephen King.
Oh, yeah, he recommended it, yeah.
We go out to lunch a lot, me and Steve. He likes to get my advice on his books. He bounce ideas off of me.
Right.
No, I wish. There was a tweet, I think, where he was
he tweeted about it. He did.
He's got good recs.
He's got a good sensibility. Yeah, we definitely a lot in common with our viewing habits with Stephen King. But anyway, I was expecting it to not be great, and the first few episodes there's almost no dialogue, which definitely helps because the main problem with the asylum is that they write their scripts in a day, and the dialogue is just awful.
It moves real fast.
It is so gritty, and it is
unpredictable.
It is just. It to me was probably the most realistic depiction of a zombie outbreak.
It would be the worst television show to get cast on because 80% of your job is sprinting.
Yeah. That's what
just a full
it's like.
sprint.
Hey, you're a person in this. You're not a zombie. Oh, guess what? You die in the 3rd episode, and now for the rest of the run, you're a zombie. Have fun.
Then before that, you've got to run 16 miles a day at full sprint.
Yeah, it's a great show though. I highly recommend it. It's really fun. It's a spin-off of It's in the same universe as Z Nation,
which is bizarre
sci-fi show, which is very different from Black
goofy.
Summer. Yeah,
it's like a goofball.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm curious, just because Black Summer is so good.
Yeah,
but I have a feeling that Z Nation, although it ran for 5 seasons, so it did okay.
People love zombies.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the main reason I was playing Days Gone.
Nice.
It's fun. It's
living out your zombie fantasies.
Yeah. Although they're very different. It's really funny because, and maybe I'm just not far enough in Days Gone yet, but they have zero explanation about the zombies because nobody that dies becomes a zombie. So it's not like everyone dies becomes a zombie.
Yeah.
If you get bit, maybe. But even then, like, generally when you die, you just get eaten.
Well, they had to. I don't know how far you're in, but they had to cut that dude's arm off.
No, I don't think I'm that far yet.
Okay. I'm glad I didn't. Remember the name of the character.
I think I'm only about 1/3 of the way through. Although that makes sense. I mean, I think I'm about at that point. In the story.
Have to be because it happens pretty quick.
Yeah, but it's good. I'm enjoying it. What are you playing?
I just went back in time. I was playing GTA 5, the PS5 version. Which is gorgeous and super fun, man. That game is so much fun. I'm at the end. I think it's the end because I did that big heist and now I got to make the choice. Do I kill Michael? Do I kill Trevor? Or do I kill no one? Wow. I'm going to probably make the same choice, which is kill no one.
Yeah, I did a playthrough where I killed Trevor.
Yeah.
And I will say that the game afterwards is not as fun.
No, because he's dead. You make that choice, they dead.
It's not good. Yeah.
Curious to see what happens if you kill Michael. I think I might save it.
Yeah.
Before the choice and then play through all 3.
Just for the...
Damn it, I already made the choice.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I'm stoops. But that was really fun to play through.
Yeah.
But, man, I decided... Rockstar made all these announcements that they're working on GTA 6, so they're not really going to do anything with Red Dead. So
yeah,
I don't think that the upgrade for the main story is coming this year.
Yeah,
the PS5 version.
PS5 version.
Probably another year or so.
Yeah,
maybe 2, because I'm predicting we'll probably get the GTA 6 announcement at the end of this year with probably a 2024 release.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Maybe late 2023, then it'll be delayed till 2024 and end up coming out in 2025 and we'll all be dead. But so I started Red Dead Redemption, the story again.
Right.
And good Lord, man, it is the greatest open world ever created.
Yeah.
It is so rich and filled with stuff to do. I mean, you just riding from one place to another, you just get pulled into these different crazy stories. And there's time travel, there's vampires, there's a guy, a naked wolf man who runs around and, who's just a guy living with wolves. There's there's so much going on. You go and watch vaudeville shows, you go on dates, anything you can think of. You can just set up a camp and go hunting and fishing, and it's super satisfying.
Yeah.
To just do that. And the story, man, the story is so good. Anybody, if you are an older person and you're like, man, I think I'd like to get into video games, but it just seems so, complicated, or it just seems too fast-paced or whatever. This is a great game for people that are, for everybody, but I think in particular for people that aren't into like super fast-paced, blah, 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 blah. This game moves at a pace of a Western.
Right.
And the pacing is, I love. I mean, a lot of the younger people, the younger folks, didn't like it. Didn't like that it was so deliberate.
Because they're into the online stuff. They're into Modern Warfare, and they're into, Fortnite, and all these things that it's just like bang, 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 bang all the time.
I get it. Having to physically pick up cans that you loot and put them in your little purse. How to physically, clean your guns to keep them in shape, and you have to cock the gun before you I mean, it's just real. It's like a sim. It's like a cowboy simulator, and the world is just insanely beautiful and just populated with people that talk to you all the time.
Yeah,
you could talk to just about anybody there, and but it's just the most engrossing. I'll be like, put the headphones on, and it'll be 3 hours, and I'll be like, holy schloops, it's been 3 hours.
Yeah, not all modern video games are crazy, crazy, crazy. It's a work of art. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a real work of art.
Yeah,
and it's impressive. I mean, because there's times where there's stuff that you could very easily miss. Which I know when I first played through, there was definitely I didn't take my time with it, and I wish I had.
Oh man, I just found just last night. I walked in to this cabin, and it was just carnage. There was just body parts, and a meteor had smashed through the roof into this table and just blown these people apart. And I picked up the meteor chunk.
Oh, wow.
I could sell it for $30. But it's just, you walk into that, or and he's like, when you walk in, the character's like, what's going on here? What is this all about? So it's like there's it's just, it's a beautiful fun. I just love it, man. And I'm savoring it this time. And I'm playing it because I've already played through it and worried about all the challenges. Because there's so much to do in it. I mean, literally hundreds of hours worth of content.
Right.
So I'm just playing it the way more just like a cowboy, just kind of playing the story.
Yeah.
More role playing this time than game playing.
Right.
And it's been so much fun. It's just been such a great experience.
I need to go back and do that again. I just need to savor it. I think that's the big thing.
Yeah.
I with the first time it was so much fun, and I just the story was so good that it was like I ignored a lot of other stuff, and it'd be nice to sit down and just really throw a bunch of time into it.
And a lot of the progression stuff, you can build different. You can have satchels crafted that carry more stuff and whatever, but it's very natural. You'll end up hunting those animals anyway, and then you just give the animals to this guy, and he makes something out of it. Yeah. Same thing with the challenges. They're pretty. There's not a lot. There's some stuff that's really freaking hard to do.
Yeah.
But it's also it's none of it takes you out of the game. You meet this old lady that wants you to find dinosaur bones for her.
Right.
And you do it or you don't. It's like, there's 40 bones to find. That sounds crazy. But you'll just kind of, if you run around, don't do a lot of fast travel, which I tend to not do much fast travel because you miss out on so much. Riding around, somebody's like, hey, help me.
Yeah. There's always little random events that pop up.
But I know it's a 3 or 4 year old game at this point, and,
it doesn't make it any less good.
But just, it's got to be my favorite game of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I will have to say. I was thinking about my favorite games. Not the best games ever.
Right.
Which I would argue that this is one of the best games ever.
Sure.
But some of my favorites, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Because that's what solidified my love.
Yeah.
For, Pong was fun, but, you can only play Pong for so long.
The story is really lacking in Pong.
Yeah, there's not a lot of progression. There's not a lot of crafting. It's not an RPG. No, but it's Pong is fun, but it's you want to get up and just play ping pong. At some point, right? But Donkey Kong was just
Donkey Kong. Yeah,
it hit me in a place that was just like, damn, man.
Yeah,
I'm playing a cartoon.
Yeah, that was Super Mario Brothers was with the original NES was kind of my. Similar, it was like, oh, okay, this is what video games can do. Okay,
and it was the arcade for me that really, I was an arcade rat for years, and I remember getting the ColecoVision that had Donkey Kong,
right?
And it was just like, damn, and it was a good version. It wasn't, perfect, but
Yeah.
It was a good version. And I think Ultima on like Apple II Plus, that's what got me into RPGs. I'll always love Ultima for that.
I had Rampage on the Apple IIe.
Oh yeah,
and it was
that was so much fun.
Like looked like the arcade.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
Yeah, Apple did a good job with games.
I mean, granted, this is also 40 years of nostalgia, so it's possible to look like crap.
Yeah, exactly.
But it felt like it looked like I was like, holy crap, I'm playing the arcade game at home.
The original Wolfenstein. Oh man, the way you could because I loved World War II movies as a kid, and the way you could disguise yourself and go through it was like the first kind of stealth mechanics of a game, which I love stealth stuff. I'm thinking about there's a huge sale like a PS5 is having, or PS.
PlayStation, the
PlayStation store is having their big old summer sale. I'm thinking about getting Hitman, the new Hitman game.
Yeah.
It's like $20. I love those games. Those games are so much fun because you just do whatever you want. It's just a giant sandbox.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
You there's so many different ways to kill this person.
Right.
Accomplish
your mission.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's very fun, and it's so replayable because you want to
there's so many different avenues and things that it's like, oh my God, I can actually put this chicken suit on and then somehow use it to kill. It's like, oh, okay.
It's another franchise that I just love.
Yeah. I try really hard to get into Hitman, and it just some reason I can't.
I am ridiculously patient when it comes to stealth, man.
That's my problem.
I can I'll hide in a bush for 20 minutes if I need to. To suss out the sitch. Oh man, I waste so much time. I've wasted so much time. But yeah, those two games are really, I'm going back and playing the Rockstar oeuvre, I suppose.
Yeah.
I tried a couple of things. I tried Ark Survival or something.
Survival Evolved.
Yeah, I think there's a new one coming out, so I was like, I'll try. It's like Dinosaur Survival. But man, those survival games are just so complicated.
Right, talk about tedious.
Oh my God, chopping wood, making this, doing that. It's like, I love detail, but I don't want a job, man.
Right. Yeah, I have the same thing with the Hitman series I do with survival games. I think I want to be into them, and then I try them, and I'm like, I don't have the patience for this.
Yeah.
I need a guided story. I need something, which is why Red Dead is so great.
Yeah.
GTA is great because it is an open world, but at the same time, it's guided, to the degree that you can keep moving forward.
There's a path.
Yeah.
If you want to take it,
Yeah.
It's really funny. So there's a couple of games coming out that I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping Saints Row, the new Saints Row, is going to be...
I'm sure it'll be great. I will probably wait until it's on sale.
It'll be fun. The Saints Row games have a place in my heart. They're just so over the top. If you want, GTA is pretty over the top, but it's grounded in reality.
Yeah.
You make it over the top by what you do.
It still could theoretically be a real world.
Yeah.
It just is a little different.
Right. It's a real world where you can use flamethrowers.
Yes.
Well, I don't think they have flamethrowers in GTA.
Actually, I don't think they do.
But you can use bazookas.
And there's laser guns and
it's
there's some...
Online is nuts.
Online is nuts.
But
the
story
story
is
not.
Yeah.
It's always got it is ground reality. It has a sheen of unreality on it. Whereas Saints Row just throws all that out the window.
Oh, it's Michael Bay all the way.
Whatever you want to do.
It is Michael Bay all the way. I think it's the Saints Row the Third that opens up, and you have to parachute into a crashing plane and jump out and shoot your way. It's just so ridiculous. My favorite thing about that was Burt Reynolds was a character.
Yeah,
he played the mayor, and at one point, you can get this card that looks pretty much like the Bandit.
Right.
And you can call up different characters to hang out. And I would just spend hours. I would put on an outfit that looked like Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
Get in the car, call up Mayor Burt, and we would just drive around and do stuff. And I would just hang out with Burt Reynolds, and he'd be talking. He'd just be like, hey, what's going on? Where are we going? It was just like, those games are just ridiculous. And then...
Yeah.
And then they, then they go into space, and you're the president.
Yeah, by 4, you're actually the president of the country.
It got a little, it got a little crazy.
It's on brand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it got to the point where it was like, okay. I think the last thing where it was Get Out of Hell or something, it just was kind of repetitive.
Yeah, I never finished it, but because you were just trying to get out of hell. I mean, at the end of the day.
And the superhero one, it was like, well, you're pretty overpowered.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's no need for cars or anything. It's like it almost kind of ate itself with its ideas. But this new one is kind of a reboot, new characters, new setting.
They were very smart. The company
Volition.
Volition. They're very smart in that, like a month ago or a couple months ago, they released a character creator for Saints Row, where your characters you create will transfer over to the game once you get the game,
and you can share them.
Yeah, and it's very much a social media thing. You can share them. You can other people can use your character.
Yeah. People were making Shrek, and
it was incredible.
There's almost too much customization on it because you can really do anything fat, skinny,
Yeah, it didn't matter.
tall,
it's
short,
everything.
green, blue,
Everything's customizable.
golden, made out of gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever you want. So, it looks really fun. So I'm looking forward to that. At some point, man, I'm waiting for Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, would like that to get cheaper, yeah.
Once that goes on sale, the Lego Star Wars looks super fun once that goes on sale.
That is on sale. It's just not on very much sale.
Yeah, it's like,
it's like a 20% off.
And it's the deluxo version that they're making.
Yeah.
I'm tempted, but it's just still. And Elden Ring, everybody talks about that game.
Yeah.
I really want to try it. It also seems kind of like a game similar to Red Dead, where it's a slower pace, and you can go and fight what you want to fight, and it's like I like the games where you could just kind of do what you want to do.
Right.
You take a couple hours and you just kind of go around. Like Mad Max was that way.
Oh, I love it. You want to talk about favorite games?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite.
Oh, me
games
too.
of all
Me
time.
too.
Yeah.
That the combat in that game, the hand to hand in that game is so satisfying.
Yeah.
The driving is ridiculous.
It's such a good. It's great. I have replayed that game more than any other game.
It's crazy because it's such a desolate world, but it's also just so rich with it really captures the universe.
Yeah.
So well.
I've never seen a better adaptation of a movie for a game.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, and it's different. It's very different.
Yeah,
but
it's just that world. Yeah,
they do such a good job,
so
and it's
fun.
not like it's kind of a in betweener between the Gibson Max and the and the Charlize Theron Mad Max.
Yeah. It's good though. It's really fun. If you ever and God knows it's always on sale for like $5. So pick it up. It's a great game.
Yeah, 100%. And there's a new. I don't know if you even saw this. But there's a new GTA Online expansion coming on the 26th.
Oh, really? No, I didn't see that.
A new crimes and stuff,
Oh,
new
yeah?
cars, and new guns. There was a little minute teaser that came out today. I think it was today.
Yeah. That's I'm definitely I haven't played GTA Online in a long time, so it'd be nice to get back into it and check out some stuff.
I get on once a week to spin the wheel. Online, if you own a casino penthouse, they have a prize wheel that once a day you can spin. You can win a car or money or clothes or
A T-shirt.
Yeah, and
A soda.
Exactly. But it's fun to go and do that, and plus they give you little money bonuses if you log in once a week or something. It's all to prepare for the new thing. But they've done a really good job. It's just really sad. I loved Red Dead Redemption Online. Mm-hmm. Because it was basically creating your own character and living in the world that I love. It wasn't as good as the story.
It wasn't as rich, but yeah.
But they were really building something fun.
Yeah.
And then they just announced that they're not doing any other major updates for that, which saddens me.
It doesn't make the money that GTA Online does.
It just breaks my heart. But they've done a really good job of updating GTA Online.
Yeah.
And most of the expansions has just been great, and they're all free too.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just starting out, you buy some shark cards, what you can do. But you don't need that.
You don't
can
even
grind
need to
and make the money.
Yeah.
That's the thing about GTA that I love. It's like one of the only online games that I play because you don't. If you put in the work, if you play, then you'll have enough money to do whatever you want or buy whatever you want. I've never, had to think about purchasing money with real money because you just do a heist or something and you get whatever you want. I mean, I think I have like $40 million stacked up or something.
Yeah, that's why I stopped logging in for the extra bonus money because it's like I've got like $70 million in it and I'm just like, okay. But that's the thing though, is with GTA Online, the quote unquote grinding never really felt like grinding.
No.
The games are fun.
Yeah.
All the stuff is fun. We managed with one of the updates to find a loophole where we made a ton of money.
Yeah.
It was super easy, definitely the most efficient way to make money. But like it, at the end of the day, it was fun. That's why we kept playing.
And we did it with friends. Our friend Mike, we would go and we would do heists and we would do the Cayo Perico. Cayo Perico heist.
Cayo Perico, man. It's the way to make some money.
But that's another fun game. It's a great time to be a gamer.
It is.
What I have to say. And if you're last thing I'll say about this, if you're kind of hesitant, but you want to get back into it, give it a shot. Switch is a good way to get into. They're pretty simple games. They're fun. You can play with your kids or your grandkids, or yourself. Xbox is really cool. The Game Pass is supposedly like a super economical way to play games. You get a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And PlayStation, they have their
doing that now. Yeah.
Their new like tier of stuff. You can subscribe and get tons of free games to play. Or, you pay for them, but you have tons of games to play.
But it's not like, I mean, if like that's literally all the money you were spending for the year, sure, because they put new games on all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like there's stuff on there. They'll let you know well in advance when a game's going to leave.
That game Stray that just released, that's on one of their PlayStation Plus tiers that you could play. I really want to play that game.
Yeah,
you play as a cat.
Super fun. Yeah.
There's a dedicated meow button. It's awesome.
You've seen any good movies recently?
I started watching The Sea Beast.
Oh yeah,
on Netflix with Carl Urban.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Is Carl Urban in that? Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. They're all animated. I can't tell.
It was good. I just haven't finished it. I watched the whole new season of Solar Opposites.
Oh yeah.
Really good. Really good. Very different.
Yeah.
I love that show because it kind of reinvents itself every season.
Yeah.
And it's very meta, and they know that they're it's very self-aware in a way that works, that doesn't work with most shows. They can get away with it. And the Wall People story was very cool. Yeah,
that's always the reason I come back.
And then there's a third story that's just like this random thing that happens. It's really interesting.
Nice. And I need to watch it. I love that show so much.
And you find a lot more about their species.
Nice.
The opposites or whatever they're called, the Opposonians, I don't know. Or the Solarians. But it was really good. It's really quick. Burning through that. It's like it's 11 episodes.
There's quite a few. It was a lot more than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah, it was 11. It was really good. If you're a fan of the show, if you like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Same, Justin Roiland.
Yeah.
It's really good. I'm still watching For All Mankind.
Oh yeah.
Which is really good.
Is that still being released?
I think so. I'm behind. I didn't watch last week's episode yet. Thanks, Red Dead Redemption. No, I haven't watched that yet, but it's been really good. It's they're going to Mars on this season. Again,
right.
The lack of aging makeup is a bit distracting.
Right.
But it's still good. I would say the best thing that I'm watching right now is Blackbird.
Yeah.
The Apple TV show about the serial killer. It just checks all the boxes for me. It's really well shot. It's really well acted.
I'm probably going to wait until it's completely released before I start watching it, which is the same thing we did with Phoebe and I did with Only Murders in the Building. Like the new season started, and we were going to start watching. It was like, let's just wait until. I'm sure it is. I think I'm just going to wait until it's all out and then watch the whole thing.
There are certain shows that I kind of like waiting for because I don't want to burn through Blackbird because I like the slow burn of having to wait because I like to punish myself. No. And same thing with Murderers. It's nice to Tuesday at lunch pop on the Only Murders in the Building and hang out with your old friends.
Yeah, sure. I get
it's so great. It's such a great show.
There's certain shows like for me in that same realm is a new show that just came out called The Rehearsal.
Oh, yeah.
Which absolutely need a week in between episodes to ponder what the hell I just watched and
Nathan
why it's so good.
Fielder. Yeah. He did a show called Nathan For You, which was fairly polarizing, but an awesome show. I loved it. He would just basically...
It was super weird.
Yeah, it's just he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
But he's got this niche of is it neurotic comedy? Would you call it like some sort of like... because it's very
kind of.
It's like psychological comedy because it deals with the psyche and it deals with shame and it deals with all sorts of emotions. And this new show is basically he finds somebody who has something difficult that they have to tell someone,
right?
And then they rehearse it, but they don't only rehearse it. They build like an exact replica. Like the first episode, it's great. It opens up with him meeting this gentleman, and Nathan is very like fluid, which is weird for him because he's a super awkward guy, but he's making jokes, and it's like, and then you find out he's like, well, I've been rehearsing for this. So it's so meta. He rehearses with an actor playing the person he's going to help
Right.
to figure out every scenario to make it good with this guy before this guy rehearses with another actor about the thing that he,
Right.
it's just, it'll drive you crazy. And he picked such an amazing person for the first
Yeah.
Yes.
The first episode is definitely incredible.
trivia guy who lied about his education.
It's really fascinating because it comes at the end of the show. You don't know what is actually real and what's not.
Yeah.
Like, it gets to the point where you're like, I'm not sure if any of this is real.
It's crazy.
I don't know if this guy's an actor too. I don't know if the woman that he's apologizing to is an actor. I have no idea.
It's so unique. It is worth watching just because we need more unique shows that push your buttons. It's just so... It's fascinating. It's a fascinating show. And he's just such a fascinating guy.
Yeah, he's a very odd character. The first time I heard about him was here in LA, even before Nathan For You, when he did the fake Starbucks. And it was literally, he opened up a store called Fake Starbucks. And it was him just selling coffee that everything was just fake. And it was real coffee, but a fake grande and a fake, it was so, and then he got sued and it got shut down, but it made the cover the LA Times, and it was crazy.
It's definitely, if you have HBO Max, definitely check it out, and just push through it if you're uncomfortable, because it's going to get weird.
I can't say you're going to like it, but you need to watch it because it is interesting.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah, but yeah, something also in that same vein that I think was at least unique. It may not be necessarily new, but we watched The Princess. It's a Hulu movie about the princess who gets trapped in the tower and has to fight her way down.
Yeah.
And it's not a great movie by any means.
No, but the actor who stars in it, she's awesome.
Joey King.
Yeah, she's been in tons of stuff.
She's great.
And she's really fun to watch. And it's a quick,
It's like a 90-minute movie.
Get baked,
it's got a lot of action.
make a sandwich, and enjoy yourself.
It was nice to see something set in medieval times that doesn't take itself too seriously, and was just a fun action movie. And there's nothing else like it on TV right now.
No, it's...
Until the new Game of Thrones comes out.
Which looks interesting. I'll check it out.
I haven't watched the new teaser yet.
I watched it last night. It's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
With more dragons.
Yeah.
You wanted more dragons. Here's more dragons.
That's what I did. The article I saw that I introduced it was like, yeah, it's like a new Shakespeare Game of Thrones. And I was like, did you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of it.
Yeah. It comes out in August.
I'll definitely watch it. I'm curious.
Yeah, I loved Game of Thrones. It was really great.
Yeah. I did start watching All of Us Are Dead, the Korean zombie show.
Yeah, you're just zombified out, man.
I did. I started watching that because it was on Netflix.
You're immersed in zombies.
I'm very zombies right now. I've only watched the first few episodes, and it's good. It's set in high school, and so the high school drama is a little much.
Sure.
But it's also one of those, like, man, once it gets going, it is not for the faint of heart.
Are you watching it in
I'm watching it in Korean, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You gotta.
Yeah. I've heard really good things about it, so I'm curious to finish it, see where it goes. They already have a second season coming out. I think by the end of the year is coming. But
I think it was that Geeked Week.
Yeah, they talk
on.
about it. Yeah.
They talked about All of Us Are Dead.
Yes, All of Us Are Dead.
You know what I'm really excited about? I don't know if you even know about this, but the Stranger Things guys watched the newest season. Was really good. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the new season?
No, not yet.
Oh, it was real good. They're doing an adaptation of The Talisman.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
And I think it's for Netflix. That is a Stephen King, Peter Straub collaboration.
Yeah.
It's such a cool show. It's like about a shadow world. It's very like...
The novel's fantastic.
It's very like an adult fairy tale. And it's almost as if there's a fairy tale-ish parallel world.
Yeah.
And this kid, his mother's dying, and he has to go find this talisman to save her life. And he has to go through in and out of these different worlds. And he meets... It's just such a neat book. And they did a... Black House, they did
the sequel
to it. Which is great as well.
The kid, the main character in it is in The Talisman, at least. And I did read Black House, but I don't remember that much of it. But the kid in The Talisman is one of the best written kids I've ever read. Like he's such a fully realized character, but still a kid.
Yeah.
And like so good.
He does that really well. He writes kids really well. Last thing, I think, Bob's Burgers. Watch that.
I watched the movie. Yeah, it's
great.
Available on like 18 different streaming services
it's
now.
On Hulu and HBO.
I thought it was super fun.
I loved it. It's just, if you love Bob's Burgers, it's just Bob's Burgers. I mean, what are they going to do? It's a bigger Bob's Burgers, but it's bigger in a way that's Bob's Burgers.
Right.
You know, it's not like they go to the moon or.
But it's a it's heavier, quote unquote heavier, but like it's a bigger plot.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like they took the concept of the show and made it into a movie.
Yeah.
Like but it worked really well.
Great.
Like I loved it.
If you love the show, you'll love the movie. I also watched the Beavis and Butthead movie.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so ridiculous how that stupid humor just still hits, man. It's so funny. If you like Beavis and Butthead, it's so comforting in a way.
Yeah.
To have that these two dummies back, you know, just laughing and making butt jokes. It's great. And then last night I just watched the latest episode of the Streaming Wars, the South Park.
Oh yeah,
Paramount Plus movies.
Yeah.
Kind of. But it was really good. It was really good. Just because what they're doing with Randy, which is one of my favorite characters, Randy Marsh.
Yeah.
What they did with his character, it's just so hilarious. And it's basically the whole thing is analogous of the drought in Colorado and everywhere else, but it's just done in this
everywhere. Yeah,
it's just done in the most ridiculous South Park way. So I would 100% recommend that. It's just so much fun to have these things around still, to have South Park and have Beavis and Butthead back.
Yeah, it's crazy. We went and saw Jurassic World Dominion in the theater. I'm glad I saw it in the theater because I think if I saw it at home, I probably would have stopped watching it about halfway through. But I will say it was really good to see all of the old characters back together and kind of being themselves. And but by the end, there's literally like 9 main characters. So it's like, okay, kind of pushing it a little far with how it goes.
From the trailer, Chris Pratt impregnated a dinosaur, and there was and the dinosaur had his baby, and he has to go save his baby.
Yes,
his human dinosaur hybrid baby.
There's a plot point in this movie that I literally totally forgot about in the second movie, and the whole movie I was like, really?
Wow.
So, I would recommend rewatching the second one because there actually is something very important that happens in that.
The second one of the first trilogy or the second one of the second trilogy?
Okay. No, the second trilogy.
Jurassic World, is that what?
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Good Lord.
It was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World Dominion. I will say I'm glad they're done.
Yeah?
It was fine. The movie was fine. I don't think it deserves all the hate that it's getting.
Sure.
But it just doesn't stand up to the original by any means, but none of them did.
No. I mean, honestly, I think the second best one is 3.
Agreed.
We just watched that recently. And
so much fun.
It's just a really cool, self-contained, quick Little John.
Yeah.
You know, there's not 85,000 things. There's not a bunch of government agents coming to, fight the thing. It's just... We got to rescue our kid, and now we got to get out of here.
Well, and it takes the time to develop, not develop, but at least get to know the characters some. It's...
Well, it's because it was streamlined, man. It's just they bloat these movies. They bloat them, with so much crap. It's just overwhelming, and it weighs the movie down into something that people are just like, what?
Yeah.
I just want to see some dinosaurs eating people, man.
I know. It doesn't. They keep trying to make the stories bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just like, okay.
That's why I like the Russo brothers, because they seem to be more about condensing stories.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before. My favorite of the Marvel movies is Winter Soldier, because it's just a cool little spy movie, very focused, very condensed.
It is. It's a very streamlined story. It's taut. Yes.
I like my movies taut.
Speaking of the Russo brothers, The Gray Man comes out today on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
So it should be available right now if you want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm going to watch it, but it's been getting some mixies.
Sure, it's the Russo brothers, so I'll watch it. And I like Ryan Gosling, and I like the other guy.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah.
I think that's who it is.
I like them both. It's really funny, though, watching, because I said Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Gosling is starring in the Barbie movie.
Yes, as Ken.
So all of his promotions for the Gray Man, he's had this platinum blonde hair, and it is the most off-putting thing where he's trying to be serious and talk about the Gray Man. It is so weird.
Yeah, the pictures from that is he and Margot Robbie, and Margot Robbie's playing Barbie. The pictures, I'm intrigued. I'm so intrigued.
The only reason I am intrigued is because it is Greta Gerwig. This is the only reason that I'm intrigued.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be something really unique and different.
Yeah.
And, I hope... Look, I love Margot Robbie. I love
definitely.
Ryan Gosling. I hope it's great.
I would hope that they would agree to be in the movie because it's a good script and that it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I don't think they're making like a Barbie.
They're just cashing in. Yeah.
It's not like they go and buy the Malibu Dream House and drive around in a pink Corvette, meet Skipper for lunch, and then...
Sad that he doesn't have a wiener.
Yeah. I'm sure that's probably part of it.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be a mention.
Look, it's either, the dolls come to life and they have to navigate in a wacky world that they don't understand, and they don't have genitalia, and that'll be a running joke. That's what I think is probably going to be. I really have no idea. I haven't read anything about what the plot is.
Yeah, I have no idea. In that same vein, the Munsters trailer came out. Which, little do you know that it's actually a porno parody by Rob Zombie.
That's what it looks like. Honestly, it looks like a porno parody of the Munsters. That's what it looks like. I am sorry. And I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan, and I love his... Oh, yeah. I like his Halloween remake, and I like the movies with the dudes and the House of 1,000 Corpses.
The dudes and the houses and the things.
Rainn Wilson and the guys.
With all the corpses.
But those are really fun movies, and he makes fun grindhouse movies that people aren't really making that way. And he does them better than anybody else is doing them right now, for the most part. So I'll give it a look. It's just, I loved the Munsters as a kid.
Yeah.
And I wasn't clamoring for a motion picture.
Big budget motion picture.
Fred Gwynn is Herman Munster.
Oh, 100%.
And Grandpa Munster was Grandpa Munster until the day he died at 115 years old, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That guy was that guy. And it's just, I don't know. I'll watch it, but that was... It didn't get my goat going.
No, it did not.
So the 80s, man, we had a lot of fun this month.
Yeah.
Watching Red Dawn and Rocky and Rambo.
Yeah, they were great. It was great to jump back into those and kind of relive those times, but the most important part was being able to get away from them.
Well, the times, man, honestly, they were great. The 80s were very kind of carefree, Mm-hmm. There was this whole patriotic bent, and everybody was into America, and it was just a weird time. And these movies reflect kind of the attitude of the country, which is, F you, everybody. America's gonna we win, man. We win.
American exceptionalism.
Yeah, there was this whole cold business war, corporate war with the Japanese, and the fear of the Japanese taking over the world economy, and of course the Russians and the Cold War. But we were getting towards the end of the Cold War, in the later half of the 80s. Once you got Gorbachev in there, things started to kind of soften a bit.
Yeah.
Got to Glasnost.
Yeah.
With old Reagan. I just remember when I went to Russia, the big thing that they were touting was because we would go on all of these government-sanctioned tours where they would take us places with propaganda, and they would always finish with vodka, always a big tray of vodka shots, and we were drunk the entire time. But they took us to this medical facility, and they were touting this procedure that they had invented, where they extended this dude's leg bones, calf bones, to make him 4 inches taller.
Oh, jeez.
So they were touting this, this height extension surgery, but the dude just looked like a goon with really long legs. It didn't look natural. It didn't look. It was so weird, but they were so proud of it.
Weird.
Right before they gave us our vodka shots. But it was just so bizarre that it was just like this, the big thing that they were doing was like, we make people taller. I mean, all the shorties in the group were like,
oh, hey, that's a great idea.
But it was just so interesting. It was so interesting to actually go there after growing up, being taught to hate Russia and Russians, and how it was, it's like you meet the people and it's different. The greatest thing was we got away from the group, and especially on New Year's, and someday I'll tell the crazy New Year's story, but we broke away and got on the subway or the metro and went to Red Square, and it was just like so much fun, and the people were so great. Guys started handing us moonshine, like it was great. It tasted like Scope. Oh, we got drunk.
Yeah.
We were pretty drunk right before we got to
drink from some random dude on the train.
I was like
great
18,
idea.
Man.
Great
idea. I had no fear. I always went.
Here's some carbolic acid. Drink up.
I would do it. Hey, let's go into the woods. Okay, where we're going? I was
meeting your new bear friend.
I was exactly. I'm like, new experiences. I got very lucky in life. The night did end up with me being escorted out of Red Square with the Red Guard with 2 machine guns in my back.
Nice.
But it was fascinating to see the enemy, to go behind enemy lines, as it were, because this was before Glasnost. It was still communist Russia. It was right before the wall came down. So it was just fascinating because growing up with all these movies and everything, is the Russians were like these cold, faceless, nameless, just killers, godless, and you meet the people. This is just the truth of everything.
Sure, of
you
course.
meet the people, you can't hate them because people are freaking people. Did you have fun watching these movies again?
Yeah, the movies are great. I'm excited about Rocky coming up. Rocky 4 is going to be great.
Yeah. A special guest.
It's so funny because all these stories about Russia, literally Russia's last on my list of places to visit.
Oh, yeah.
Now, back then, whenever, never appealed to me at all.
I'm so glad that I went.
I'm sure if I did, I would appreciate it. But
the Hermitage Museum was remarkable.
Yeah.
Going to the Black Sea, Yalta, where they, the Yalta Conference was held, and seeing the actual seats where, the president and Stalin, and it was amazing, and experiencing. I think for me it was more. Going behind enemy lines. It was for me, it was really, that was the most interesting thing, was to see the world that from a small child I was taught was our mortal enemy.
Right. It's just Russia's just not on my list of places I want to go visit.
It's very different now, and I definitely wouldn't want to go now, because of all the stuff going on. No. It's just weird that we're back into kind of a Cold War now. We're in a proxy war again.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Sure do. It's Stallone. Oh, I just got so Stallone was in the news.
Oh,
so we have a big water shortage going on here in California, and it's to the point where the water cops are going door to door, for some of these bigger houses, celebrities, and the worst water offender of all the celebrities is our buddy Sly.
Wow, really?
Hey, whoa. Hey, I got those plates. Look.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm not moist all the time, I turn into a raisin. I shrink up into a little ball of nothing.
You are a raisin.
Yeah, but just think, if I didn't have all the water, I'd even be swallowing more than this just little goop.
It's funny because I was just reading about how he is trying to sue Irwin Winkler for more money for Rocky, the Rocky series, because he was never a producer on them, so he does not get nearly the amount of money that Robert Chartoff and Irwin Winkler did.
Yeah, that was Rocky.
And he is not a fan of Irwin Winkler.
Oh, no.
By any means.
I don't even like Henry Winkler.
He was...
Because he's got the same name.
He was a big fan of Robert Chartoff, who unfortunately died too early. But yeah, he wants more money. So my thought is that maybe, Sly, you should stop watering your plants so much, and then you'll spend less money on it.
Hey, look, I like green plants. Oh, I don't want succulents. It looks stupid. I'm gonna keep watering my plants and watering myself, and the cops can come, and I'll just go punch you in the face.
All right.
On that note,
Yeah.
well, thanks for joining us.
We'll be back next week. You're going to hear more of Stallone.
You're gonna get sick. Well, if you're not already sick of Stallone, but yeah,
It'll be fun. Rocky IV is great. So it's a great way to end the month.
Whoop. There are certain shows. Squeaks. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming, The Bob Newhart Show, already in progress.